This case considered the issue of sexual assault, and whether or not a direction by a judge to a jury in relation to recklessness, where there was no evidence of recklessness, affected the outcome of the case. An examination of the term reckless in relation to consent was conducted by the judges in this case. In this case, a man and a woman were at a club. They had kissed and cuddled each other in a sexually suggestive way. While they were walking home from the club, the man allegedly asked the woman if she would have sex with him. She refused, but the man forced himself upon her and had sex with her, despite her repeated requests for him to stop. The man had argued that the sex had been consensual. The trial judge had directed the jury that if the woman had consented to sex, but had later withdrawn her consent, and that the accused was aware that she was no longer consenting or reckless in this regard, that this would amount to rape. The man argued that since there was no evidence of recklessness, that the direction should not have been given. This was because the Crown had insisted that the woman had refused him sex from the very beginning, and that the issue of any ambiguity about consent was not raised at all. In other words, the case was about consent or lack of consent, not whether there was recklessness as to consent. The central issue for the court, therefore, was whether or not the direction as to recklessness should have been given to the jury, and whether or not this affected the outcome of the case.